lifestyle. There won't be an employer, right? And people won't earn their daily bread. So thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of the Evening Rush 90.3 Voice of the People FM. My name is Precious Inye, and as usual, I'll never stop to say this. It is always a delight to be with you every day here. So you know what? Today, I'm not going to bore you with all the drama happening in Nigeria, right? So today it's going to be more of you doing the talking and I'll be doing the listening, and that's going to form the show today, inform the entire show today. So let's look at your experiences in a workplace, or while seeking for a job, or while working somewhere. What's your experience like? What are those experiences you've had? And if you're an employer, let's also get to hear from you. What's the most bizarre employee you've ever had? Share the interesting employee experiences you've ever had in your workplace. I'm sure this will make a very interesting discussion, so that we'll get to see how we can learn from those experiences, right? But in between all of that, we'll be looking at some things that are very critical to this discussion, and that has to do with labor laws in Nigeria. And a lot of people may find it difficult to believe that indeed we actually do have labor laws in Nigeria. And some people will be wondering, do these laws actually work? Who do they apply to? And why do we have a lot of people perhaps extort laborers and nobody says anything about it? Well, that's why we'll be looking at those laws in the course of the show. And still in the course of the show, we'll have a lawyer join us, and we'll be x-raying all of those stuffs concerning the labor law. I would also look at casualization of labor, because you go to almost every place now, they'll just say you're a contract staff. No permanent staff thingy anymore, right? And why do people actually, or why do employers actually prefer to casualize labor? Is it to their benefit? We look at that. Then we also look at extortion of labor. For those who do not understand, extortion of labor, simply, put or explained, is more like when an employer uses you beyond the demand of your job, or beyond what the stipulated time frame of work should be. So perhaps where they should pay you 10 naira, they pay you 1 naira. Where you should work 8 hours, you now work 10 or 20 hours, and without extra time payment and all that. Now, one question I'll ask, and the reason why this is very critical to our discussion, is because if the same employers were in other countries where laws really work, and where there are actually systems in place, or where you have functional systems, would they do same thing that they would be doing in Nigeria to those employees rather? That's the question, and that's why this discussion is very, very critical to our conversation. But you know what? I wouldn't also have this show without bringing you up to speed with what's happening in the part of in the news generally. So Peter Obi has said, "I will reclaim my mandate back." That's what he said. And then there is somewhere that there's a story that witches and wizards have endorsed someone. We'll take a look at those stories, Lagos. Let's take a break. I'll be right back. Look at those stories and jump right into our conversation for the day. Stay with us. My name is Precious Inye. Welcome to the Evening Rush 90.3 Voice of the People FM.
He won't use person do money, kill him.
Sit tire for here, put on for in neck, burn him. Yes, they no go find better work do. Now yahoo they go do. Stop!
That person where you won't born, if it dey innocent, no go carry person blood put for your head. Jungle justice no good at all. Stop am.
You will light the fire. You no get heart. Say no to jungle justice.
You uncle, we follow for the crowd. They look where then they bomb person. You no stop them. If they do you like film, abi? Your hands self no clean. No. You fit enter gbege. Stop the lynching. Stop jungle justice.
Under the criminal law for Lagos State, person will start jungle justice. Those we support them and those we just don't look, all of them fit rot for jail. My name na Benjamin Hundeyin, Lagos State Police talk person. Stop jungle justice.
This message now from Lagos State Police Command
and VOP 90.3 FM.
Are you
you traveling to Lagos and desire a perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, number 42 Murtala Mohammed International Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in our beautiful appointed rooms, featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Now, whether you are traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your every need is met. We also offer complimentary pickup and drop from the Lagos airport.
Why not take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant?
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So why wait? Book your stay today and experience the ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
Believe me.
The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream, delight in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, Festac Town, 28 at Denira Ogunsanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and cold berry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions.
Abuja.
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 Abuja. It's voice of the people.
Abuja.
Nigeria, you've been asking for it. Now you have it. Happening live in the city of Abuja. It's your own darling station, Voice of the People, 96.1. Time to make more things happen in the city of Abuja. Ladies and gentlemen, breeze up for Voice of the People, 96.1. Abuja. Now indeed you have more than a voice. Abuja.
The evening rush with Precious. Let me bring. Yes, Lagos, you are welcome back. 90.3 Voice of the People FM. This is the evening rush with the girl Precious, and yes, so let's begin with the conversation of the day. Yes, and so first in our lineup of conversation, of course, this is bringing you stories that has been resonating in every part of the world, especially in Nigeria. What you have been talking about just before we move to a major conversation, which is about labor or your work experiences in Nigeria. So first in our lineup. The Labour Party, that is LP presidential candidate Peter Obi, has said he has reiterated that he will explore all ways to ensure that he reclaims his stolen mandate. Now, Peter Obi said this while speaking during a Labour Party stakeholders meeting in Awka. The former Anambra State governor vowed to explore all legal options in ensuring he reclaims his mandate. You would recall that Obi, was announced as the person who took the third position on the February 25th presidential election. So the Labour Party presidential candidate was defeated by the president-elect Bola Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress and Atiku Abubakar of the PDP. Now, since the declaration of Tinubu as the winner of the All Progress by the Independent National Electoral Commission, there's been lots of complaints, and you would, recall all of that. Now, speaking on this occasion, Obi said, I reassured them of my readiness I assure you of my readiness to go all the way, explore every available legal option to ensure that we get our mandate back. I appreciate all your efforts in what that's actually speaking, during the May Day celebration. All right, so I move quickly to another very interesting story. It's still, in connection with the May 29th, May 1st day, that is Labor Day. So the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, has cautioned the election petition tribunals against being compromised as they look into suits arising from the just concluded 2023 general elections. Mr. Joe Ajaero gave the advice yesterday in Abuja at a news conference organized by the Labour and Civil Society Movement Front. Now, he said that organized Labour and Civil Society movements might establish a hall of shame for any judge that jeopardized the process. Did you hear that? He said that the organized Labour and civil society movement might establish a hall of shame for any judge that jeopardized the process. Now, although President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu is set to be inaugurated as the nation's new president on May 29, there are a number of suits before the Presidential Election Tribunal challenging his victory, and is on that ground that the Nigerian Labour Congress chairman is actually speaking. Okay, so let's move to this other conversation. So, talking about the elections and its outcome, the White Witches and Wizards Association of Nigeria has rallied support for the inauguration of the president-elect as Siwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu on May 29th. Now, the association also urged Nigerians to pray for a smooth transition of power to the president-elect. That we should pray for a smooth transition of power. And a spokesperson of the group, Okwe Ubo, in a statement assured Tinubu of their effort to cleanse and detoxify the Abuja environment for him to operate in. They also warned against any attempt by disgruntled politicians to disrupt Tinubu's inauguration. Okay. You recall that Peter Obi claimed that Tinubu was the winner. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's the discussion, right? Let's just leave the other part of the story because this is quite an interesting one. Now the last part of what they said what Tinubu needs now is prayers of good health and long life from all Nigerians so he could deliver on his renewed hope promise for better life for all. This is according to the White Witches and Wizards Association of Nigeria. So let's move to talking about witches too. So the White Witches and Wizards Association of Nigeria has also urged governorship candidates of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Kogi State, Dino Melaye, to consult them ahead of the state governorship poll. The spokesman of the group, Okwa Oboy, asked Malaye to consult the group if he is desirous of winning the forthcoming election. Isn't this interesting? Oboy said they have consulted the major tribes in Kogi, adding that it would be in his best interest if he, Dino Melaye, reaches out to them, the Witches and Wizards Association of Nigeria. In fact, in a statement, Oboy reads partly says, we advise Melaye to use to see us if he is desirous of realizing his governorship dream. If he listens to our advice, he will laugh because the trees and waters of the confluence state will vote for him, regardless of whether Wike supports him or not. Now, you would also recall that Dino Melaye, who is now the governorship candidate of the Kogi State, Kogi State PDP governorship candidate for Kogi State, have been in some war of words with the governor of River State, Nyesom Wike, right? So perhaps that's where that statement came from, when they said, we advise Melaye to see us if he is desirous of realizing his governorship dream. If he listens to our advice, he will laugh because the trees and waters of the confluence state will vote for him, regardless of whether Wike supports him or not. Now, if he fails to see the witches and wizards, he will regret it because he will not win the election. Okay, meanwhile, Oboy, that is the chairman of the spokesperson for the Witches and Wizards Association, warned that the threat by Governor Nyesom Wike of River State may work against Melaye if he fails to consult the witches and wizards. So Nyesom Wike's threat may work against Melaye if he, Melaye, fails to consult them, the witches and wizards. So he said, we met Igala people in Ida Ibira, people in Obehira, and Yoruba people in Kaba, and listen to them, he stated. All right, Lagos, let's have your say on these conversations, right? Interesting, right? So I didn't want to bore you with all of those dramas and all of those things happening in Nigeria. So there, phone lines are open as usual. Let's talk about your best and worst work experiences. What are those work experiences you've had as an employer and as an employee? What are the experiences of the best and worst employer you have had? I'd really like to hear from you. Okay, so whilst we're at that, there are certain things that I wanted us to also touch light concerning the labor law in Nigeria, and this is just a brief overview. So according to this document, there are various laws governing employment related matters in Nigeria. Some of these employment laws include the Nigerian Labor Act, the Pensions Act, the Industrial Training Act, Employee Compensation Act, Trade Unions Act, among a few others. So the Nigerian Labor Act 1971 is a principal law that governs employment related matters and the relationship between an employer and employee in Nigeria. Right? Yeah, quite, it's quite lump sum and quite much. And so what do you know about the employment law really, and the Labor Act really? Some of us just get into work without even understanding what we're getting involved in, right? Like the name of the employer or group of employers and where appropriate of the undertaking, all of that, and how you must have a contract, Employee Compensation Act too, and all of that. So we'll maybe looking at it, but I don't want to go fully into these legal matters yet, because I have a lawyer who will be joining us to put a legal perspective to this discussion. But let's see if we can take a few calls before we invite the lawyer to join us. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for joining us, sir. Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Peter Monse from Shomolu. And this is my first time of joining you this time, apart from Mary in the morning.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Precious. Welcome.
Very interesting, because today is Workers' Day, so I decided to take a rest today.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I am an individual employee, an employer.
Wow. Okay, you are an individual employee. That is, you work for yourself.
I work for myself, and I get some people to work with me. I employ some people to work with me.
Amazing, amazing. So have you always worked for yourself? Did you at any point or any time in your life work for someone?
Actually, I work for ITT Nigeria Limited under MK Abiola.
Okay.
Then, as the chairman of ITT, when I left ITT, when Abiola died, I started something on my own, and then by the grace of God, I've been on my own, and I usually get some people to work with me, sometimes also 4 or 5 staff to work with me.
All right, so go ahead. Let's hear your since you're an employer, let's hear your experience as an employer. I mean, concerning your employees.
Yeah. Now, before then, please, can I say something about what the labor minister? Can I say 1 or 2 things about that?
Just go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Just go ahead. I didn't want to bore us with all of that, but it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Actually, I would like him to ask Dr. Ngige if, when he said to what the labor law says, that if you go on strike, you lose your pay, except for what your organization had set for you. Now, I also want to ask him, is there anything in the law that makes provision for the government paying for frustrating workers? I mean, when they are not supposed to go on strike, you frustrate them and you force them to go on strike. What does the law say about that? And when he talked about the increment of the minimum wage from 18,000 to 30,000, I would have asked him, when they were earning 18,000 and they bought a bag of rice for 7,000, they had 11,000 for them to run other things. Then now they get 30,000 and they
buy for 35,000.
So what does it? Why should he talk about minimum wage with 30,000 at these exorbitant prices of goods in the market? I think that will be a discussion for next time when I join you.
No problem. Thank you.
On my experience, actually, sometimes I know that I have some workers I will wish they should stay with me forever. Sometimes I have those that, in fact, I had a girl that worked with me and she only spent 2 weeks and I had to let her go. Because, now, what really happened in that case was that I am into photography and videography.
Okay.
And at a point, you find out that when you have a worker with you who is not careful, our job, let's say you go and cover a wedding, and the wedding is something done once in your lifetime.
Absolutely.
And then at the end of the day, before you download the job from your camera to your laptop, then your staff comes to tell you, I can't find that job in the system. What do you want to do? You want the person to organize another wedding for you to go and cover? You can go to jail for that. Then at the end of the day, she becomes so lackluster, and you ask questions, she cannot provide an answer. So what do? No, if you are here, you may sell somebody's house, and you want me to pay for it. So such a staff, I had to relieve her of her duty.
Oh, wow.
Actually, that's what happened. The recent one that just left, am I still with you?
Go ahead, you're here.
All right.
I'm with you. Go ahead.
There is the one that left in January this year. Actually, that was exactly what happened. I covered a birthday and the only child of the family, a male child. And when we came back, I went to do the coverage myself, came back, downloaded the job. And then by the time I looked for it to, preview them, say the ones that are for photo book, and this girl could not find the job on my system. I was like, what happened? What do you want me to do? Okay, thank God.
How about the card? How about the card? Was he already wiped from the card?
Yeah, do you know that along the line, I couldn't find the job on the camera, the memory card. I couldn't find it on the system. What happened? I thought maybe this girl was working for the white wizards and the witches. Because for you to tell me mistakenly you deleted the job on the memory card, which I don't do, I don't usually delete job on the memory card until I have delivered.
Exactly. So you leave them as backup, right?
Yes, of course. So
excellent.
In this case, the job was not on the camera and the job was not in the system. I didn't know what to tell my client. And it was something that I did everything, I said everything. In fact, you know what this girl said that really annoyed me at the end of this? Am I the only one that operate the system? That you also operate? I said, so I operate the system. Does it mean that I deleted the job myself and come back? Okay, with the one in the memory card, she told me she swapped the memory card, that she wanted to go and do another job somewhere. So she removed that memory card and put another memory card. I said, no, I have warned you not to swap memory card. Don't remove memory. The highest I do is to delete some jobs that I have delivered. So I thought the whole thing was messed up. And that was why I said, no, you can't work with me. I think that experience lingered because that really put me in a bad taste to my client. But luckily, he was a Christian and he was able to forgive me, though I don't know whether from his heart. He told me he had forgiven me because I was just considering the first child of the family and the only child in the family, and you don't have the first birthday of your child. I think that was a very, very bitter experience for me. But I had a one that worked with me for more than 11 years, and I wouldn't have wanted her to go. So that's actually the ups and downs in it, and then the bitter and the sweet experience.
Thank you.
Of what I have gotten.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. Thank you. I totally did enjoy all of those, Thank you so much. All right, Lagos. My mandate will be reclaimed no matter the witches and wizards endorsement of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is what Peter Obi said in a nutshell. Lagos, let's begin to look at that. Phone lines are open officially, so you can jump in on the call. It's 0816-442-5875, 0816-442-5875, and 0904-334-9253. 0904-334-9253. Let's get to take your thoughts and your reactions. You can call on WhatsApp on 0700-903-9039, 0700-903-9039. Hello, good evening.
My name is Chuka Chude.
Mr.
Chuka Chude.
And anytime you call, I just remember Chike, your brother. You're welcome, Mr. Chuka.
Yes, thank you very much.
Welcome.
I want to make 2 comments.
Okay,
First,
sir.
on the so-called white wizards and witches. First of all, I want to know the content of their prayer.
That they should that God should give him the wisdom to actualize everything that is in his
Number two
yes.
that if they have been presiding over the affairs of this country, I think a hall of shame should be built for them. If they are the ones presiding over the affairs of this country, I don't know how they can help Nigeria or Nigerians. They should tell us who they are, so that we can condemn their names, all their names, and then their pictures, so that we can put them in a hall of shame.
Why?
They should repent, actually.
Why? What have they done wrong?
Better Nigeria. So we can have a better Nigeria. I want to know the content of their prayer.
But I already told you what the content of the prayer is.
Sorry?
I already mentioned what the content of the prayer is.
Yes, I want to know the words they are using in their prayer. Who are we praying to? Does God Almighty recognize them? How are we going to pray?
So they said that they need to pray for the president-elect for good health and long life, and all Nigerians need to pray for him so that he could deliver on his renewed hope mandates.
Does God acknowledge whatever they are doing?
Why will God not
acknowledge all the things they are doing?
Thank you, sir.
Does Almighty God acknowledge what they are doing?
I see where you're going to.
Are their hands clean? Are their hearts clean?
Why wouldn't their hearts be clean? Did you not hear white witches and wizards? White witches and wizards.
Are we sure they are white? They are not black.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate you.
It's absurd now. I mean, why should they come and become prominent in Nigerian political or social?
Why shouldn't they? Why shouldn't they? Is it not part of our African traditional religion? Why shouldn't they?
African traditional religion.
The last time I checked, everyone has rights to religion and to social gathering.
They're just coming up now. They are just coming up now. They didn't show concern so that we can have a credible election. It's not they are coming up. They should have prayed. They should have asked us to pray so that we can have a credible election. I don't think they should be trusted. Let me go into the issue of labor. Hello.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
The issue of labor. It is important and instructive that we Nigerians should rise up and know how we are being exploited. Incidentally, the last place I worked, although I was the highest paid Nigerian in the company, but they never gave me a letter of employment. They just start work. They would write a letter.
So it was more like a casual work.
Yes. And when I told them I was resigning, I actually wrote a letter to resign my appointment.
Should you have actually resigned officially when you were not employed officially?
They said I should continue with my work. I said, okay, write a letter. Let it be on contract basis. They never wrote a letter. So I left.
I don't understand. So for 7 years, you were working with just word of mouth?
Yes, I was getting a good pay.
But do you know you could have actually been fired by word of mouth too?
Sorry?
Do you know you could have actually been fired by word of mouth?
I came to do training for them. I was in the computer industry, so I came to do training. They said, please start work. We want you. And I bounced my pay. They said, please, they don't mind if I start work. I said, give me 2 weeks notice. They said, no, we want you to resume on Monday. I listened. The pay was good. But then, in a subtle manner, I tried to ask for letter of employment. When I noticed others didn't have, at the time I kept quiet. But you see, what they do is that they put Nigerians, including people, retired military officers, senior military, retired military officers, when they want to incorporate their businesses, they include prominent Nigerians, lawyers. So
as stakeholders and shareholders of the company,
yes, Nigerians get exploited. Indian companies, Lebanese companies, and Chinese companies.
So do you know that it's actually against labor law for you to be doing a job? Do you know it's actually against labor law for you to be working without a formal contract? Without a formal contract.
There is no compensation at the end of the day. When I told them they said nobody resigns in the company. You work and you die there, or you are sacked by the company. When they want to sack, they give you a letter. That's what happens. So people should be aware of this. I wish we have people with with advocacy, the CSOs, so that this trend can stop, and Nigerian labor organizations should try and put their eyes into what is happening.
Thank you.
People who get injured don't pay compensation.
Thank you.
That's the truth.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. Bye. Hello, good evening to you.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening to you. Welcome. What's your
John.
name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, John calling from Germany.
John, you're welcome.
My first of all, I admire you on your program. You always draw our attention to our country, more especially we in diaspora. We appreciate all the job that you people are doing.
Thank you.
Kudos to you guys.
Thank you.
We appreciate. So my contribution to what is happening in our country today is this. See, Nigeria has lost an opportunity of investment. I repeat again, Nigeria has lost an opportunity of investment.
What's the opportunity?
By this time, thousands of investors from all over the world have been prepared themselves to stone Nigeria. But all is gone. We are going to continue where Buhari stops, and everyone will be looking. The massive ringing of this election have drawn Nigeria back. This is my humble opinion.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Speaking of which, Dubai Blessed says, Precious, please tell some Nigerians that election have gone. We have a winner. We should pray for a better Nigeria. Thank you, Dubai. And Blackman says, Precious, why are you holding your face like that? What I do? What will I not hold my face? And this may say, calm down, Adegboyega. You send me an epistle. In fact, let me see if I can jump on a call before that. Okay. So you said, this is quite a lengthy one. And it says, good evening, Precious. The white black witches have always been part of us and stakeholders in choosing who wins an election. Why don't, so they don't need any advertisement. Precious, many a times when you see these politicians dancing, reading Bible, and bowing and kneeling down in the mosque, they in return visit these witches to pay their dues and take oath. It's a known fact, Precious. They are stakeholders in our electioneering process. We recognize their presence. Workers' wages in Nigeria is slave wages. Not until the integrity of Nigeria is brought back, no amount of increase in workers' wages, it would not be enough. The Nigeria must be made powerful within and outside of the country. Else, take home will not be enough. Adegboyega Did just sent that message, meaning that take home will no longer take people home. All right. If you did call before, please. Okay. I see you. All right. You can always reach us, please. All right. Okay. So phone lines are open. Let's jump right back on it. Hello. Good evening to you.
Beautiful, Precious.
Hey. Good evening.
Chigozie calling from Ijegu.
Chigozie, you're welcome.
Hope you see this rain, Abi.
The rain. Who do me gone? You're welcome.
Welcome my brother Peter Monse to the evening rush.
Oh, you know him, right?
Very well.
Please tell him he's been missing.
Out with Mary in the morning, so that he will now have more time to express what he wants to say, and hoping to hear Ikam calling on again, so that we have the same room in which we have at the morning section. So very well. My brother that said he will reclaim his mandate. Well, I think he really have hope in the judiciary. But let's just keep watching. But for me, Nigeria, where everything is all about money, oh my God, I don't know how it's going to look like. But let's just keep waiting and watching. Maybe the other person has said the other time that he will be there waiting. When he is sworn in, that he becomes the chief commander and being in charge of everywhere. So let's just wait. Please, when is the is the case coming up for the sitting on the issue?
I'm sure it will be made known soon. From what we're hearing, although it's not been officially announced, the judges, but we've been hearing some filters on the side about the selection of the judges and all of that. So I'm sure that in due time we'll get to know when it will start.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Hoping also to hear from Mr. Aloy on this very section.
Thank you.
And my big brother, now.
Which one?
Pretty pressure. You should know the person now.
Mr. Darlington will be joining me on Thursday. So officially he joins the show every Thursday now. So he'll be joining me on Thursday.
That's a good one. Okay, God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you
Have a
so
nice
much.
day.
Thank you so much. God bless you too. You too. Thank you. Bye. All right, Lagos, phone lines are open. So Precious Nadi says, I once worked under one tiny woman who used to insult us from morning till close of work in one fast food in Owerri. We later found out it is her character, even to her husband. All right. Hello, good evening to you.
Hi, Precious.
Yes, please.
Good evening.
Yes, please. Good evening. Welcome.
This is Remy from Akoka.
Remy, you're welcome. Good to hear from you.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Well, I'm on the job. Good evening. You see, no Labor Day today for me.
Yeah. There is something called law of unintended consequences.
Mm-hmm.
For those who want to pray or who believe we should pray, there is no way you can rig in a worst candidate and pray for the best. Nature doesn't work that way. Neither can you mock God. Sure you get. So pray all you want, but if prayer fixes a nation, Nigeria should be the best country in the world. It's been 8 years, almost 8 years since the APC government got in. Have you not been praying, Precious? We've been praying. But daily basis we report incessant killings and the likes. Things had gone worse. So are you telling me it's going to take forever until God will answer our prayer? So you want to start another kind of prayer now, another marathon prayer for someone who if he ends up being the president, we all can tell, age-wise and other factor-wise, he might not deliver. But we believe we can pray our way out of, Well, it's just so disappointing that we are now normalizing what is abnormal. Go to court now seemed more like a mockery. In the same country, just like someone said, the moment you hear go to court, you'll be so scared because you know what to come out of it if you're found guilty. But here, go to court is like mockery. And even people on the streets, even on the radio show, when you hear them speak about go to court, it's like you can get nothing from that. And it's so annoying and scary, Precious. These are things foreign investors will look at, like, am I going to get justice if I have an investment in this country and I felt cheated? These are factors. So if you think your preferred candidate ends up winning despite the injustice, bad governance, it's like standing firm. It will go round. It will. You might think I'm sorted out.
So if you blow me today, go blow you tomorrow, Abi?
It will go round. It be like breeze. It go touch everybody in a matter of time. I'm just so. Look at Sudan.
It's crazy.
Look at Sudan
God
today.
forbid.
We have to see as it is. I hope we don't get to that level. But nature has its way of working. Nature has its way of working. So it's not as if I want the country to burn down. I don't want that. But if you keep going through this trajectory, if you don't change the direction we are facing, things might get to that level. And no amount of prayer. Are you telling me people don't pray in Sudan? Are you telling me they don't pray to God in Sudan? But look at the way things are. Every action, there is according to the saying, equal and opposite reaction. It's a matter of time. So every concerned Nigeria should be focused on the judiciary now. probably that's like the only hope. If it gets to be proven that the election never went the way it should, let justice be served. So we all should be concerned about that. Not that I go to court and probably you believe you won't get justice. That should be a thing of concern to everybody. Precious.
Thank you
we
so
have
much.
kids that we want them to become great tomorrow. Are you going to pass this country down to them the way it is? I think we should be on concern. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Remy. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, Lagos, I have quite a couple of calls coming through, but then we'd like to see if we can quickly reach out to our lawyer to know if he can chiming into the conversation. We have a lot to deal with, but let's see if we can take a few more calls before then. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Thank you so much. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Ken from Prayer Estate.
Ken, you're welcome. Happy Workers' Day.
Thank God for our life.
All right, go ahead.
Precious.
Sir?
In Nigeria now, everybody is seeking for recognition. So I wouldn't be surprised that tomorrow the DBA, the Native Doctors Association of Nigeria, will tell us that they are the ones to decide who should be our president or who should be our Senate president. So it's for my friend Remy who I've just called, I want to reassure him. My beloved, my confidence is that God still answers prayers. Let me park and talk to you. God still answers prayers. I want to assure Nigerians, God still answers prayers. It may look like so dark now. I mean, I had a job. The first man that called, we are into the same business. You understand? I was in Ikperu, Ogun State.
So you're a photographer?
Yeah. I was in Ikperu, Ogun State for 3 days. Beloved, in the morning, because I couldn't wait for my guests to take care of us, my guys, 3 of us. Do you know how much we spent buying bread? 1,200. And we finished it. So, whether we
that was like about
four.
That would have been 4 loaves of bread like 5-7 years ago.
I couldn't imagine it. You understand? And everybody seems to, we are increasing, the politicians are so this lie to all that. What we are thinking, somebody, once I call and somebody is listening to, no, you see Igbo, you see Igbo, you see Yoruba, you see Yoruba, you see Igbo, you see Yoruba, you see Igbo. Is it what we put us out of this quagmire? Nigeria, like I've once said, is in a hole. Who is going to, our hands are up. Who is going to pull us out? It's just like if you are, there's this, I don't know whether it's still there, some men who doesn't believe that women should be heard, women should be heard, and if you find yourself in a hole, and the only hand that comes in to pull you out, now, you understand? So, I'm appealing to, sorry?
Go ahead, please.
Okay. So, I'm appealing to every Nigerian. God. Okay. I am appealing to Nigerians that God still answers prayers. Unless you want us to jettison the Bible, let all of us return to God. Who was that sang Return to God America? We have no alternative because the situation in the land now, I listened to a guest the other time in one of the editions saying that if you kill one cow within 3 hours or highest 5 hours, you'll be fetched out. But if you kill 5 human beings in this same state of Zangon Qatar, in this same area of Zangon Qatar, they say unknown, whatever. 200 people invaded a community and wiped out and wasted.
That was early last year, last month.
And we are not concerned. We are more concerned. Is this Igbo? Is this Yoruba? This one. Even where Yorubas are now voting and saying no, let's give a beach, and not because it's
Thank you, Ken. Thank you.
Them. So let us believe that God will deliver us from this quagmire.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ken from Prayer Estate. We appreciate you. Thank you. All right, I think a few messages here. King MJ says presidential race is different from gubernatorial. Tinubu did not contest when he knew that he won't win. He had done his feasibility studies before he came to the show. That's what you're saying. This time, even Buhari tried all his best to stop Tinubu, but all his efforts were futile, proved abortive. Several factors. Several factors are affecting Nigerian problems. That's what you said. Hello, good evening to you. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Thank you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Please from Oshodo.
Go ahead. Let's hear you very quickly.
My nature in there. So, which is the ones that don't get a reputation for Nigeria?
They did since now. Now you know now. No, you know, anybody can endorse anyone now. It's just people endorsing people now. Oh yeah, make a living. Bye. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Tony Chikudi says, good evening, Precious. Great topic this evening. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Thank you for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you for receiving me too. I'm so grateful for being a first caller this evening edition.
Yay! Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm AJ. I'm calling from a cotton axis.
All right, you're welcome, AJ.
You see, I want to talk specifically on the so-called witchery and wizardry society who are advocating for what we refer to as abnormality. Real wizards, real witches will not subscribe to that, nonsensical. Something was pillared on filth, and the same you want to subscribe it. Where is it done? Let them go to the real hemisphere where witchery and wizardry is practiced. They will not have that audacity nor temerity to talk that way. I'm grossly disappointed in them.
I do hope that you know that everyone does have a right to drum support for whoever they want.
I do know. Right to religion of all sorts.
Thank you.
It's like telling me that Jesus Christ never resurrected. It's like telling me Muhammad Sallallahu never, exhibited jihadism in some way. And the rest of these,
all right, I appreciate your input, but I would rather not let us drag this further into religious line. Thank you so much.
Imagine you telling me I don't have the right to go on strike. Who caused the strike? Did I not pre-inform you that these are my demands? Do you want me to continue serving you in perpetuity of servility and servitude? I'm disappointed in it.
Thank you.
Let them continue.
Thank you.
I won't say more than that.
Thank you so much.
Truth will prevail, no matter what.
I appreciate you.
And
thank you.
Lastly, the issue of prayer. My God listens to prayer, and you continue to listen.
Thank
just
you.
That He doesn't, pray like we human beings.
Thank you.
At appropriate time, we could make reference to what happened between the Israelis and the Egyptians. The Bible is a fine reference point.
All right, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
I love your show.
I love you too. I love you too, and I'm glad you've joined me. I'm here every day, 6:30 p.m. or 7 p.m. some days.
To get across to you becomes so grueling.
Because we have too many callers, messages and calls. Forgive us. It's the prayer that we are praying for, that God should give us plenty callers, and there are plenty. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling. Thank
I'll
you.
continue to love you, man.
I love you too. I won't stop. Thank you so much.
Love of the people.
Thank you.
Let us express ourselves. Let us, exhibit our mind.
I appreciate you.
And what is embedded in that.
Thank you. Thanks so immensely, sir.
Elevated. Nobody can stifle you.
Amen.
As long as you are pillared on the truth.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening to you. Thank you so much. Hello. Good evening to you. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Apologies, I kept you waiting.
Yeah.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I am Mr. Stephen. I'm calling from Dubai, the United Arab Emirates.
All right, you're welcome, Mr. Stephen. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Precious, my sister, God will
Sir.
bless you and keep you alive.
Amen.
Above all, He will form a wall of security around you and all the crew, Arise crew, because you guys are doing,
This is actually Voice of the
you are
People.
doing,
This is Voice of the People, not Arise. But I appreciate
yeah,
your prayers. Thank you so
okay,
much.
voice of the people.
Thank you.
Yeah. God will protect you and form a wall of defense around you because you are standing on the truth all the time. Okay. I quickly want to make an input. Talking about witches and wizards, both Christians and Muslims. Precious, are you there?
Very well,
Hello?
I can hear you.
Yeah. Both Christians and Muslims are victims to witchcrafts and wizards. Let me tell you something. My dear sister, it is very difficult and it will be very difficult for a sincere and a genuine man to go to Asorok. Most of the people that occupy that seat of power, the first step they take is they sell their souls to the devil. And that is why when they go in there, the matritos, they do
where are you
all
getting
sorts.
this gist from now? They carry us go where we don't know now.
No, I'm not carrying you go anywhere. I'm just telling you nothing but the truth.
Oh wow, really?
Okay, the truth is always bitter. Is always bitter and unpleasant. Are you hearing me, Sister Precious? So, for witches and wizards to come out openly and say that they are endorsing a particular person and they are supporting a particular person to rule Nigeria, I mean, this news, this headline has gone viral. Nigerians in the diaspora are reacting and people are not. So what I'm trying to tell you is that when the Bible talked about spiritual wickednesses in high places, Asorok is a high place. So it is people who have sold their souls to the devil that occupy such places. And that is why they suppress any genuine man that want to come into power. Because they want to continue ruling. But I want you to mark this day. Let as many as are hearing me mark down this day, write down this. There must be a divine intervention. The God of truth and righteousness, the God of holiness, the God of Muslims and Christians will intervene. Soonest, before May 27, something unique and historic will happen in Nigeria that will prove to Nigerians that God is on his throne. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. I appreciate you. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me take a deep breath. All right. Let me go back to the phone lines. Hello. Good evening to you.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Your name, where are you calling from?
I'm James. I'm calling from the Gambia.
James, you're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Thank you. I want my brothers to know that this is not a religious matter. It's a political matter.
Exactly. So, I mean,
we should look for political solutions to the problem because I referred them to their Bible. Psalm chapter 122, verse 6, where David said, pray for the peace of Jerusalem. For 3,000 years they've been praying. How peaceful is Jerusalem? Prayer is not the answer. It's a political problem. What God did not do for Nigeria, we should do it for ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right. Simply put. Hello. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Thank
Mr.
you, sir.
Precious.
Thank you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Femi Majakodumi from Fadi.
You're welcome, Mr. Femi. Always a delight to hear from you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just tuned in for the past 3 days. I've been down.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes,
I hope
yeah.
you're getting better now.
Yes, ma.
All right. Thank you. Wishing you speedy recovery, okay?
Amen.
Well done.
The first thing I want to say, people should not bring religion into whatever. We all have the right to religion. So they should not bring religion, whether witches, Christian or Muslim. Everybody is operating in their own best. Then, secondly, the issue of Peter Obi going to court. I don't know. I have listened to some, messages, presentation on TV, TVC, and so on. When I look at the election, Peter Obi did not even come second. Atiku won against him almost 1 million votes. And then he has I have not seen evidence or proof that he won the election. He wants to claim his money. Atiku is the second person. Tinubu is the fourth. So why is he disturbing them? Which justice does he want from the judiciary? It's like he's wasting his time. You did not come second. You are third. So, and I've been listening to all this. I'm not even happy. I'm not saying they didn't ring the election. No. This has been happening in Nigeria for long. Even during the time of Yaradua. Yaradua even accepted. So, and for the man that said people that mount us rock, they are devil or this and it's Obasanjo devilish. It's Yaradua and Donatan. So they should not say people that mount a particular. Whatever God has destined is going to happen. So
Absolutely.
that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Please get well soon. Thank you. All right, I take a few messages. Tony Chikudi says, all right, King MJ says, if Peter Obi was going to reclaim his claimed mandate, he won't be treated the way he was treated in the UK during his visit to the UK. He needs to study the game first before he makes any move. Lastborn Erondo says, if God our side, we shall be victorious. And Tony Chikudi then says, beautiful Precious, you didn't ring bell for me the first time I called you. Please. Where is my bell? Okay, this is on behalf of that first time you called. Your promise is unavoidably absent, and she's going to be that way for a while, right? And apologies. Thank you so much. Okay, one more call, then I get through to our lawyer. Hello, good evening to you. Hello, hello, is that all right? Still 90.3 Voice of the People FM. That remains where you are. So we'll be taking a little breather. Okay, maybe after a few more calls. I want us to take a breather and listen to a lawyer talk to us about labor laws in Nigeria. It appears that a lot of people, both the employers and employees, don't even know, what's within their rights limits. So we'll have to explain all of that very shortly. Hello, good evening to you.
Oh, good evening, Precious. I'm calling for the first time. I'm so glad.
What's your name, sir?
My name is MJ Salam.
Oh yeah, let me give you my bell now. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the United Kingdom.
All right, collect this one. Thank you so much for calling. You're welcome.
You're very precious according to your name. So
how do you know that?
Because I can tell from afar.
Interesting.
And I always like to, be part of your show. I've been commenting on YouTube.
Thank you.
You have read my message.
What's your YouTube name? What's your name on YouTube?
King MJ.
Oh yeah, that's you. I see you. You're the one that's been giving me buzz, Abi. Well done. Go ahead.
Well, you see, the truth must be told.
It's fine. And also do remember that the truth is relative. So there's a 69, for instance. What may be the truth for you may not be the truth for another person. So go ahead.
Okay. In Nigeria, we don't really like the truth, but we want people to do the right thing. But we cannot undo the right thing and the truth at the same time. You see, in the case of Peter Obi that is trying to claim his mandate, you should know that this game is bigger than Peter Obi. I'm telling you nothing but the truth. Peter Obi did not come third because of his performance. They have to make him come third so that he will have no chance to be the first, and it will never be.
Wait, just hold on a second. What do you mean by they make him come first? They had to make him come third, rather.
Yeah. Are you not in Nigeria?
I wanted to understand.
You are in Nigeria. Peter Obi, no matter what he does, he's not going to claim any mandate at the court of law. That is why I said the gubernatorial election is different from presidential. Remember, Tinubu said something about Atiku. He said Atiku is a serial loser. He has been contesting since 1993 and he has never won, right? So all the time you take the matter to the court. Have you ever seen any a presidential election in Nigeria that's overturned? Apart from 1993 election that was nullified by the
But
military.
we've had so many governorship elections.
You said?
We've had different governorship elections.
Yeah, but the gubernatorial election can be overturned. But presidential elections since this Fourth Republic, have you ever heard of it?
It can start one day. It can. Are you saying that the judiciary is deliberately not doing what they should do? Is that what you're saying? Because if a law is actually, if a candidate is right within,
can I ask you one question? Can I ask you one question, ma'am? Do you believe that the last election was flawed? The general election, was it flawed or not?
I cannot give you that instance. I'm a journalist. I'm not supposed to have a stand.
Okay, that's fine. The election was flawed. There are a lot of rigging, but not only peculiar to APC or PDP. All these major parties, they rig the election in their own different capacity. But we know there is always teacher, the lecturer, and the student. So the lecturer has won the election. They all rig the election. So Peter should just leave this time. Should leave this time and continue to do his good job until the next election, because nobody will ever believe that Peter Obi will go that far. He has really done very well, to be honest with you. But this time is not easy. He will never come back to that office in 2020.
Thank you.
Until probably 2027. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, I'll take a few more messages. All right, Precious. Okay, and then okay. All right. See, Tony Chikudi says, Precious, sometimes I pity you due to some of the call you receive. Some of you don't know whether to cut the call or not, or sometimes you don't know whether to cut the call or not. That's what you may say. Surely you are a good presenter. Love you for that. Thank you. 4D Sako says, let the people continue to delude themselves. Tinubu or whoever becomes president will end their tenure and Nigeria will still be complaining. That's what you said. And let me take a sneak peek at some other messages because I have quite a number of them. And this says, good evening. It's unfortunate that the workers in Nigeria are treated like slaves in a country, in our country, Nigeria, especially the teachers. Imagine BSc collecting 25,000 naira in private schools. That can't happen via how many public schools? Someone called in a radio station this afternoon. His father was a teacher, struggled to take care of the family. Before he died, he cursed this nation because of that. He went through because of what he went through. A narrator was crying on radio. 2, teachers are the one that each teach the president, governors, senators, which they earn millions and billions, but teachers and other workers earn peanuts. Even pensioners are treated with disdain, not paid on time, sometimes surrounding its shame on this low-grade mind rulers. You said a lot, my dear brother. My dear brother, you said a lot. Thank you so much for your message. This is coming from Dayo from Fagba. I appreciate you, Dayo. All right, hello, good evening to you. Hello?
Good evening, Precious. Dinner Milayo weekend.
You go tired. I put it to you that you get tired of giving me names.
Which is a wizard, though. I don't have which is a wizard.
It's a Precious, which is a wizard.
I don't add that one.
Maybe you get tired of giving me names. Don't worry. I'm telling you. You get tired of giving me names.
Good evening, dear. Happy Workers' Day.
Happy Workers' Day to you too. Thank you. Is it the same in your part of town?
Yeah. We are free today.
Because I know US is not celebrating today too, so that's why I asked. Go ahead.
Yeah. Today here, everywhere is demonstration.
All right. Oh wow, nice one.
So I want to come in. Um, uh, uh, One of the caller who said he was sick said that Obi is number third, that he didn't even come second. Why is he disturbing the nation? But King MJ says something valuable, but he should not say it can never. That can never. It might work. Obi is trying his luck. The man that said he was sick, before Obi going to court, he has an evidence. They have during the election. Let me analyze it now. Every party have their situation room. Making photos of the whole resort and sending it immediately to the situation room. They getting it. Everybody is seeing result of every ward and unit. Every situation room, each state have their situation room, if not each local government. But I believe each state have their situation room. Then after they compile it. So before Obi is consistently saying that we will retrieve our mandate, the issue is the law going to be on his side? But where I say AJ says something, AJ said the intentional MJ, I mean to say the King MJ, he said they intentionally give him third so that in the courts he have to jump. How can he jump two people? The one that came first and the one that came second. Because first of all, they took him as a joke at initial stage. But when they saw what was coming on, when they started doing 1 million march, he changed the political system, how campaign is being done in the whole nation. No campaign has never done this way. Even going to market, having town hall meeting here and there, it have not been done before. The amount of town hall meeting politicians have
but you hope, I hope you do know that this is not about the election. We're just talking about what Peter Obi said about reclaiming his mandate and about White Witches and Wizards Association of Nigeria
because the White Witches and Wizards Association, I don't know what thing they talk. I don't know who they be. I know be their member. So they are talking about they are talking for themselves.
And they talk with
anyway, they are all human beings.
They say we could pray for our president.
They are just trying to be recognized. Now their own pocket they find. When in Nigeria, let me tell you something. In Nigeria, what I notice in Nigeria is this: when someone is above, a little bit above others, everybody is seeking for favor. Everybody tries to embrace him. Not that they like you. They just need something from you because they know you are the one that is going to release this honey. Everybody will try to embrace Tinubu now because they have tagged him president-elect. So that what they are doing now is, Oga, remember us when you sit there. You understand? After now, if the inauguration is being done, if everything went well, you will hear the second phase of the stories now. We supported him, now he abandoned us. We supported him, now he abandoned us. We gave him voice when Obi was fighting him, now he abandoned us. This is the next stories, the next phases you will hear. So people are not coming out with their pure mind. They just want to go and milk their own honey. No politician want to work for Nigeria. You see, this set of politicians we have now make me to give up anybody that call himself an activist. Because the president-elect was an activist in Nigeria. Do you know Melaya was an activist? What are their lifestyles? We still have a good activist like Falana. A lot of them, they are just looking for their pockets. They have no business with activists, but they just want to use there to enrich their pockets.
All right. So let's away from all of this. Nidu, what's your worst work experience like while we were in Nigeria and while you're there? Can you share with us?
The difference is too much.
Just tell us now your best and worst work
The
experience in life.
difference.
Anyway, we'd
You
love to hear from you.
come here, you see a local government chairman who is receiving so small amount of money, and he is working. A senator, Nigeria senators are receiving huge amount of money, more than Switzerland senator, and they are working, and they are accessible. You can reach them at any moment, anytime. People are seeing them. When I told you, I said it before, like when they want to do election, they don't go campaign. They don't carry van go campaign to stop people. No, they come like shopping mall, like ShopRite. They put their banner. You will see, like APC is here, PDP is here, Labour Party is. Everybody just have their flyer with a sweet like Tonton. They just give you flyer and Tonton. Ask you, please vote for me. This is how they do it. Now, people who don't know them can Google about them. It's finished. They don't make most campaign like here. It's not been done. So here is so peaceful. And do you know how we do election? Per post. We never stay online one day to vote. They send you per letter. You tick. People who you don't know, you Google him, you check the name, check what he has done. You tick him. After you send it back per post. Imagine Nigeria do their election, presidential election per post.
No, we don't have post office in our villages. Remember that one of the reasons why we did not, it wasn't even consented, or there was an argument about consenting electronic transmission of results, was because some National Assembly members had said that there won't be network in their villages. So remember that we have that issue to contend with.
Of course, I remember that. They are saying they don't have network, but there is network.
I appreciate
Network is never the problem. The problem is how they always manipulate. You saw a lot of video, even a senator or a local government chairman come and grab ballot box with police. So then it shows you what they want to do.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Nedu. That's Nedu calling from Switzerland. Am I correct?
You are correct. Precious Dinomela and Wicked.
You will get tired. One day you run out of name and you call me the name of my father that just died.
Never possible, because after you are going to Douala to meet Buhari.
You go tired. Thank you so much for calling, Nedu. I appreciate you. Thank you. Bye. All right, a few messages here. This says, join this program early in April. I listen to radio almost 24 hours every day, and I must say I'm glad finding your program as it is fueled in the space. Fueled in the space for the daily report, which has stopped to air on another station years ago. I love your program, and I must say, chop knuckles. Atikam. All right, and then you say, I was glad to first hear the voice of Mr. Darlington on the program, now Peter Omonshe, and now Remy today. Now the program even gets more interesting as I was thinking of how to get them to listen to yet another interesting program. I believe Mr. Ambrose also listens to this program. If he hasn't yet been on it, hopefully he finds this station as my radio search instinct brought me here. Great job, the beautiful Precious. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Gracias Mepwe. All right, and it says, good evening, Precious, happy Workers' Day. Please, my take on the issues are anyone that is endorsed by witches and wizards definitely must be one of them or their kind. As far as Peter Obi, he came to save us. Babbage. So what's wrong with being part of witches and wizards? What's wrong with that? Good evening, Precious. Blessed are they who are not put their hope, or who does not put their hope, you mean, in what is not possible. Is that what you mean? Because they shall be disappointed. Obi and his followers should calm down. Peter did not meet the requirements. Emmanuel, this is your grammar you wrote. I had to use common sense to read it. Good evening, Precious. It baffles me when people still have hope in Nigeria. Many are living in delusion. Nigeria can never work until the needful is done. Nigeria from the beginning is wired to fail. I don't know how people are blind to this. Alex from Iju. Alex. We are not wired to fail in Jesus' name. Alex. Oh, all right. More messages here. Dayo. I cannot go back to this your lengthy messages. Why are you doing this to me, Dayo? I'm going back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening to you. Hello.
Good evening, Precious.
Yes, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Good
Welcome.
evening.
Yes, please.
Well done. You're blessed. It's a day of resting and be thinking what's mess Workers' Day.
That's for you. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from, first of all?
Ograyo Biadocha, calling from Denmark.
Okay, so are you celebrating Workers' Day in Denmark today, too?
It's ancient mother, it's ancient country. Denmark is a warrior. They are fighters. So the labor, the holiday, the workers' holidays is locked down everywhere because people fought for it. So every 1st of the month, all the international workers, they always close down, especially bank and the rest. Nothing works except some supermarket, but not all supermarkets. But 98% of people at home today. So many of workers there, most of we Nigerians, we are celebrating. We are follow careers. We don't have an empire. We are just coming up, building up empire. That is the stand of P2B. That word P2B means that he will place a mind there back. Because when you work and you did not receive salary, you will not be happy. You will fight and get your sweat back. It's not time of rejoicing because Nigeria is still fighting to get a Workers' Day. Nigeria have not get independence of Workers' Day. They are still fighting to get it. It's when they get it, then we start to enjoying and celebrating Workers' Day. But as it stands now, many Nigerians don't know the meaning of Workers' Day. They only declare holidays and people will rejoice and think, oh, today I have day off. But there is a lot of job to do. So I stand on the word P2B said, and the word the Labour President Ajero said. They are out to fight. If you check out for past 8 years, Bulgaria have been in regime. It's like there is nothing like labor over there because they are not fighting for the workers. How can someone receive 20,000, 18,000 a month? What will 18,000 done for you? Here in Europe, most of the students, like adults coming up, even teenagers from 16, 17 years, you can work 15, 20 hours per week. And you earn something for yourself. Is a child taking still under the parents, but he can work up to 15, 20 hours per week. The money he gets in a week is not up to what Nigerians are getting in a month. Just in a day, the money he can earn in a day. And when you earn this salary, 20,000, what are you going to do with the 20,000? That is what makes corruption to become pregnant there. Because the corruption, instead of stopping the corruption, it will be worse than worse as it is. Because when you work, some people there, they start work 6 o'clock in the morning. What makes them start work 6 o'clock in the morning? Then we resume work by 9 o'clock. But they have to leave their house by 4 o'clock because of ghost law in Lagos. Before you get where you are working, it's already 7 or 6 or 8 o'clock in the morning. Then he resumes work. Instead of working 8 hours, they are working 24 hours per day. and the job was given 8 hours. This is the things they're supposed to be fighting. I don't know if I'm coming clearly.
Very well, I can hear you.
Precious.
Go ahead. Very well.
Yeah, so this is what most people know, that they are working. You will spend 3 hours in traffic going to work. You spend 4 hours in traffic coming back to work. That is the time you will use to work here in Europe. Every stop there is buses.
You're saying that we're expending 1 hour time that would have actually used to make money, on wasting it on traffic unnecessarily.
On the traffic. And someone will come out and tell you, oh, so this person built Lagos. Which Lagos? Is it any way to go around in Lagos? You cannot even drive from Satellite Town to cross to First Stack. You spend 1 hour just from a place you can just walk within 5 minutes. You cross. You drive from First Stack to Satellite Town. You will spend no less than 1 hour, 40 minutes just to cross over, just overhead the bridge. And you are walking in First Stack and you are living in Satellite. Spend hours to go to work. Are you talking about trade fair? People going to trade fair when you are coming back. So nothing to celebrate in Nigeria. The president is a worker. The governors is employee. All of them, they are employee. Do you know here in Denmark, if you come here, the prime minister of Denmark will welcome you with Basco. Even if you pass the prime minister of Denmark in the street, you will never know that he's a prime minister. The ones in the House of Parliament and the House, we sit with them. With all of us, we sit in the bar and discuss about politics. That is how Denmark is for you. Denmark is an ancient country that there is nothing British can do today without Denmark. If you are hearing about Denmark, the Viking, a lot of people live in this Western world, but they don't read the history of the place they are. This Denmark, you see, Denmark is a continent of their own. They are Scandinavia. They are not Europeans. Made up by Norway, Swedish, Finland. They are not up to 25 millions, and they are continent of their own. They are not Europeans. They are Scandinavians. I don't know if I'm coming clearly.
Very well, I can hear you. Go ahead.
There is nothing British can do. If you want the British Empire migrate from Danish Empire. Danish Empire have been in exist before British Empire. This thing I'm telling you is all about workers there. It's all about fighting. 3-4 people can fight and conquer a village, and that village will become a country. That is the workers there. It's all about independence. So for what we are doing right now, we are fighting to liberate our land. So our children's unborn, when you finish study, you will get something doing. Not in Nigeria have 40 type of mineral resources, and there is no factory in Nigeria. Just when we finish, you can Google about Denmark and see how many thousands of factories they have in Denmark. There is a lot of jobs. You don't look for job here without you getting job here in Denmark. Denmark is richer than England in GDP. GDP, yes, it's a very smaller GDP, but they are more richer than England. There is job. They are very hardworking people. They are people who came out from Germany, northern Germany, then build their own nation.
I appreciate
Nigeria should not be afraid of war. Whatever the APC are doing in there, the APC.
Will you come back and fight it? Will you come back from where you are and fight it?
What?
Will you come back and fight the war? As you're saying, Nigerians should not be afraid of war. Will you come back and fight it?
What are you telling me? I never go back. I never go out of anything. Because I cannot be alive, somebody will come to my own kindred and conquer my kindred. I'm a warrior, and I never stand for somebody without the person winning.
I appreciate
this. This is my 27 years here in Europe.
Thank you. Thank you
and
so
I'm
much.
always there to fight. I never give up.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling.
God bless you. Have a very great day.
You too.
Good night.
All right, I think a few messages here. Darlings in Dukwe Ume says, good evening, Precious. It's quite disheartening watching political leaders exhibiting cluelessness? Why can't he said, why can't we exercise patience while the judiciary handles the fragile situation in Nigeria? Chukunonso Kaibe Vincent Chinonso says those that supporting the president-elect will cry more than anyone in the nearest future. Femi Bash says Tinubu does not belong to Asarok. Okay. All right. I see you. Unfortunately, I can't read what you said there. But let me just quickly go back to my WhatsApp messages. I have quite a lot of them. And this says, good evening, precious. There is a saying that blessed is he that do not expect, or those that do not expect, for they shall not be disappointed. How can you expect someone who has baggages hanging on him, who cannot come for debate, or who used vote buying and Agbero intimidations, and also INEC conspiracy, whose security compromises to enter into power to offer anything else? Someone who assigned questions given to him to govern to Governor El Rufai and co. You said a lot now. From Ogba, I see you. Thank you so much. Dayo from Fagba, thank you. And then this says, good evening, precious VOP. My question is, where have we got things right? Or where have we got things right before? All right. Has our government ever been proactive? Other countries are using airplanes to jets out their citizens, whether Nigeria is using truck with involvement of middlemen. What happens to air peace promise? I understand that evacuees are yet to get to Egyptian borders before being evacuated. Yet we have vowed to get to go back to Egypt on the government's performance. Is it not Lai Mohammed that is reeling out the scorecard of outgoing administration? Nigerians cannot be fooled. I welcome my friend Peter Omonze here from other room. Thank you so much, Sony Anili from Ejigama, sending that message. So yes, some other countries evacuated their citizens, airlifted their citizens basically, and so Nigeria could not do that. So where the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyama, had said that we are negotiating with the Egyptian government to ensure that we rather get our people cross through their border and then we airlift them from there. The last I did here, Geoffrey Onyema was yet, Air Peace was yet to get, the appropriate pass to land in Egypt, before they are picked up, right? I'm going to dig further before the end of the show to find out if that pass has actually been given to him and all of that. But yes, we could not airlift them directly from Sudan. So we're rather doing the nearest border, and that's why they have to be transported through land to the Egyptian side. All right, I hope you understand, Tony. All right, precious, please, where did I go wrong? Haven't passed a happy workers day pleasantries to one hookup auntie in my neighborhood, and she picked offense. Oh. Oloye from Fagbile Estates, precious, happy workers day. Thank you. You too, happy workers day. Happy workers day to you too. Oh, good evening, Sister Precious. Happy Workers' Day. Please, can you just do a recap? I'm just joining. Thanks, Naya, all the way from Ikeja. So, Naya, today, we're looking at a couple of stories. First on our lineup of story, Peter Obi says, I'll reclaim my mandate no matter what. I'll follow the judicial process and reclaim my mandate. And then on the other news, Witches and Wizards Association of Nigeria, White Witches and Wizards Association of Nigeria endorses President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu and says we need to pray for him so that he can deliver on his renewed hope promises to Nigeria. And the same Witches and Wizards Association of Nigeria have also called on Dino Melaye that please, he should come and see them so that whatever plan Wike has had for him or curse that Wike is laying on him will not work. Because if Dino does not come to see them, that Wike's curse will work on Dino and he may fail the Kogi presidential election, governorship election, right? But if he comes to see them, that even the trees, the waters, everything in Kogi will support him and ensures he comes out victorious. And then Joe Ajero had said, that is the NLC president, chairman, has said that, he's cautioning the judiciary to be the election petition tribunal, and begging them not to be compromised, and saying that as a matter of fact that they may establish them, that is NLC, in fact, all the Joint Labour Congress, right, the organized labor joined together and civil society movement put together, may establish a hall of shame for any judge that jeopardizes or compromises during this tribunal, that they may establish a hall of shame for that judge. That's basically a conversation for today. It's time for me to get through to my doctor. Let's see if I can take this last call before I call. Did I say doctor? A lawyer. Hello, good evening to you. Hi.
Hi, Precious. How you doing?
I'm
Good
very well,
evening.
thank you. Good evening to you. Welcome.
Yeah, this is John calling from Austria.
John, you're welcome. Very quickly, if you can make it quick in 60 seconds. Welcome.
Okay, hi. I want to speak about Peter be talking about his mandate. I was listening to Falano, and he said something that really caught my eye. And a lot of people are saying so many things negative and stuff like that. Well, I believe Falano said, for you to come to the court of law, no matter what they say outside the world, it's your evidence. And I have listened to Peter more over and over again, and he keeps his overconfidence this time around. I don't know what kind of evidence he has. That, because I know one thing you have to prove your case in the court is your evidence to prove that you actually won and stuff like that. That is on the other hand. And
so you think he shouldn't be
to
confident?
You and the VOP. Oh no! What I'm no. I'm not saying you should not be confident. What I'm trying to say is, in as much as you are trying to be confident, you still need to prove evidence.
Okay.
Your evidence is what you use in the court of law, not by mouth saying.
Okay.
Just not by that's what used to catch all these cops and all this kind of thing. Because sometimes the cops will say it's your words against mine. But with a video recording, it's your word against the same video recording, which is the evidence.
All right. Thank you.
So I don't know what kind of evidence he has and everything. And I want to say shout out to you guys, VOP, and with the May Day celebration. And a shout out to Alelonyema for the airpiece. I believe they've gotten their landing permits.
All right.
In Sudan. I just want to say shout out to all of them. And
you heard that today?
Yeah, today, yes, they've gotten their landing permit today. So I want to say shout out to him. And also, I don't know if you heard, the Sudanese boss that is carrying the students from this thing near to the Sudanese, but he catch fire.
Sorry, I leaked that before you said it. Sorry, I leaked that before you said it. I sounded like an aproko, Abi.
No. No. It's just that it's good that you're following up, but it's just that I say, where did we drop the balls?
These things happen. It's okay. Sorry, don't cry too much. We're all crying here too.
I'm not crying. No, I'm not crying.
Not crying like physically crying, but I mean regretting what's happening.
Man, see, do you know, I'm even ashamed, to say I'm in Nigeria right now where I am. Because
when I feel worse than I feel already. Bye. Oh yeah, go. Oh yeah, don't make me feel worse than I don't want my mood to spoil this evening. Go back. Bye. Go to where you are. Go to where you are living.
Bye.
Thank you so much. You too. Bye. All right, I have a lawyer joining me on the line. Barrister Stanley is on the line. So we want to, in a place of our step down conversation, we want to take a look at what labor law requires in Nigeria, and what are the rights, what are the things within your right as an employer and as an employee. All right, we have Barrister Stanley joining us. Barrister Stanley, good evening to you. Hello, Barrister Stanley, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Apologies, we couldn't do this earlier.
It's a pleasure.
There are things that don't work well in Nigeria when it rains. Like rain and NEPA lights does not, they don't go hand in hand. Rain and cable network too, and rain and phone network, they're not friends in Nigeria.
I can relate. Maybe we restarted. It took our
so you understand. Welcome, Barrister Stanley. So we're looking at on a fallout of the Labor Day celebration, May Day celebration, and a lot of us would like to be acquainted with what the labor law is, because I've got a lot of messages about extortion of labor, about people saying, oh, teachers are, especially school teachers in Nigeria, private school teachers are poorly remunerated, and nothing is done about it. And there are complaints about how companies, especially some factories owned by foreigners in Nigeria, Chinese, Indians, Lebanese, extort the labor of Nigerian workers, and nothing is done about it. And they say some of these foreigners actually use some military officers and some politicians as their board of directors during their registration, and nothing is done about it. So can you acquaint us with a few things we need to understand and hold on to as part of what we should know about our labor law in Nigeria?
All right. Basically, when I think I joined when that caller was complaining, saying that they just asked him to start working with the word of mouth, and because of the pay was good, and he decided to stay put.
Oh, you've been listening all through. Thank you.
Yes,
Oh wow, great.
So it's quite pathetic, and keep saying that is.
So that's like casualization of labor, right?
Yes.
Oh wow.
You are just pushing it up. That's exploitation of labor.
That's a little sharp. And they give a foreign name.
Yeah, you're just pushing it up, and it's stuff like that are illegal. This have been provided against in the Labor Act. I mean, if I remember exactly, Section 7 of the Labor Act said you cannot just by word of mouth tell a person to start working and that person work for you. Anything above 3 months, then you have to give that person a formal letter asking the letter that will stipulate the rights, the benefit, the salary, the wages of the person. So if a person, just like the people that employ ad hoc staffs, contract workers, I mean, that is the employers are just being smart, because being an ad hoc staff or a contract worker, that means you can just be retrenched at any time, and there will not be any benefit. You cannot just enforce your right, because it's more like you're not a full-time staff.
So what does the law say about casualization? I saw something about not being casual, not being in a casual level for more than 6 months or something. Does that even hold water?
Of course, the law, I think the Labor Act did not specifically or clearly provide for or against it. But what is the provision that we all make recourse to is this Section 7 sub 1, that you cannot casualize a worker or a person for more than 3 months. When the person has been under your employ anything 3 months and above, it is expected, according to the Labor Act, that you should make that person a full-time staff by giving that person a formal letter of employment, which would stipulate the rights and benefits of that person of being a worker. That is the provision. So if you feel you are being exploited, or you've been they say come and be an ad hoc without anything, without a formal letter, that's not even casualization. You are being exploited, and it's illegal.
So with what it looks like now, doesn't it look like almost, 40% of employers in Nigeria are exploiting the labor of their staff? Because not a lot of them even is in recent times started hearing of HR. You know that there wasn't a thing like HR before in companies.
The private sector in Nigeria is there is the whole of the private sector, both the international organization and is when you talk about enforcement of union or workers, is more of the government people that enforce it. But when you talk about the private sector, it's always the problem, because workers don't have a choice. One of the factors that lead to it is because there's no job. If you want to do shakara, there are like 10 persons online up to take that job. So that's the thing. So employers are taking advantage of that. You are being paid stipend, you are being paid what?
So do you know that employers are also, is there a law backing employers' abilities to join unionism?
When the laws are made to protect the weaker ones, in this food chain, the employers have the upper hand. So there is no law that, just like when you talk about a law governing tenancy, landlord and tenant agreement, the law is made specifically to provide the tenant. The law is always on the side of the weaker person. So there is no.
But in this case, is the law protecting the weaker person who is the employee?
Yes, of course. The law is.
But it doesn't look like the laws we have are protecting the weaker ones, because we have a situation where people work for months and they're being owed. Even in our media industry that we are, people work for months. There are companies that own people 6 months, 1 year, 3 months salaries, and all of that. It's a thing. It's almost a norm. You understand? And then there are people who even pay less than the required amounts, like less than minimum wage. And there are also people who exploit them by their working hours. So are there specified working hours by the law? And which of this law are we even looking at? Because I gather there are quite a couple of laws that we may be looking at as regards this, like the Labor Act or the Employee Compensation Act. I don't know if there's a thing like that, Industrial Act, and all of those. So which of these laws are we going to be looking at? And how do they really, what's their description of what should, what should be the benefit of the employer and then that of the employee too?
The primary law in Nigeria that governs employer and employee relation is the Labor Act, although there are other laws like the Minimum Wage Act and the rest. And the court has jurisdiction when it has to do with anything, maybe employer and employee dispute. You want to take your employee to court, or you feel that you are maltreated, it's industrial court. So,
okay.
But when I heard you made mention of the working hours.
Mm.
All these things are provided for. I think in section 13 of the Labor Act, it says that the working hours should be, it's more like a bargaining thing. You can decide to say, okay, I want to bargain this also amount of hours I want to put in this number of time.
So there's no specified amount of hour, because in other countries there are. So when you're working beyond that hour, you know you're being paid extra time, isn't it?
Now there is no I think the law is kind of it's kind of complex in this ambit. It's saying that, but they said when is there's what they call judicially notice, when they say, okay, just like as we've come to know in Nigeria that there is 9 to 5, which is like the formal
the normal 8 hours and 40 hours
yes.
a week thing.
So this is what everyone, even the court, knows it. So if a person is being made to work more than this hour, it's called overtime, and it's provided for. You that is being made to work overtime, you can walk up to your employer and say, okay, I deserve an overtime pay, I deserve a bonus, and you should be paid for it. It's provided in the Labor Act. So anything your employer cannot just wake up and ask you to work more than the expected time. When he does that, he's being made you to work overtime, and he should be paying you for that. If not, you can go to court and enforce your right.
But Barrister Stanley, as we speak, do you know there are workers who actually work, especially in the private sector, right, who actually work over 10 hours, 15 hours a day, and nothing is done?
Nothing is done because they are not enforcing their right.
How do they enforce the right? Is there a process?
First thing, why you can't go to court? Maybe because you are not a full-time staff. An employer can just retrench you and say you are just an ad hoc staff, or you are just a casual worker. But a full-time staff, which means you have been issued a letter of employment, stipulating your date of employment, stipulating your salary and wages, stipulating the time you're expected to put in. If you are being made to work overtime, you are expected to approach the court that has the jurisdiction in this specific area, is the industrial court, and say, look, I'm being made to work overtime. I'm expected to be paid bonuses for the overtime. So the laws, all this, that people are not enforcing it because of the, the job market in Nigeria, or because of how they feel the law. But I've seen cases even in public sector. A policeman I was fully involved in the case. A policeman was retrenched, and he said although there are cases that led to it, and he took the police service commission to court, even joining IG to the suit. And the court said, look, he has been retrenched. I think he was retrenched for like 5 years, and the court mandated the police to pay him for that 5 years he was at home, and pay him all his salaries and the wages and everything, and all the benefits. So if you don't enforce that right, that policeman would have said, okay, you cannot fight government, you have been retrenched, and there's nothing I can do about it. And there are other people out there in the street. There are other people that are they are sacked arbitrarily. And they don't know that they can go to court and say, look, although it might take time, this thing, there are cases that could just take, like, I have seen a Shell employee that was, I think it was even 10 years later after he was sacked, that costed. But that money, it will be like a blood money when the court asked just like a Shell now, to pay that man like 10 years arrears of his salary, and all other wages that he should have been paid. That means you did not work for 10 years, but you'll be paid everything that you deserve. So all people out there, is something that everyone, today's being a workers' day, everyone should take notice that there are labor, even if the Nigeria sector is not enforcing it, there are international labor acts, that the international labor organization that have been enforcing these laws, that have been enforcing these things.
Thank you so much, Barrister Stanley. So how about on the side of the employers? Because there are also lots of employers with such, a lackadaisical attitude to work and all of that. What are the laws, that these employers could quickly hinge on to probably relieve those staff of their duties?
Now, the law, if an employee is not doing what is expected, what the law frowns upon is arbitrary fire, arbitrary sack of an employee. You can't just wake up and maybe today and say, okay, we are letting you go. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to give a warning, you have to suspend that staff, there have to be a process. I mean, in the public sector, I think they have to set up a committee. There's always a process to go through. I mean, there is a process of deduction of salary, there is a process of suspension, there is a process of leave without pay. There are other things. So the law is more on the side of the employee who is the weaker person, and it gives. I mean, you can just wake up and say, okay, just like what the government have always been fighting with labor unions. That's okay. You went on strike for 3 months, just like the government and also government and Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors. They're already threatening for strike. But they always at the loggerhead. They say, okay, we are on strike for 3 months, we strike for 6 months. You cannot just come back.
So you heard what the labor minister said today, that I mean, if you go on strike, you cannot use. So I like you to react to that, because on the other hand, the unionists or the workers are saying that they have the right to go on strike because they gave you ample warning, they gave you time. How does the law? How does the law react to that situation?
Now, workers, it is their constitutional right to go on. Not just even workers, anybody. If you feel that you are being deprived what you should be getting, they call it industrial action. It is expected. You have the right to organize yourself and say and protest and lead a protest. And it is expected if it is seen that the law favors you more, or you are being truly offended by your employer, that when you come back from that industrial action, it is expected that you should get paid. But it depends on which side you're arguing from. I watched the Minister of Labour. He's saying that, okay, in international organization, I think he was quoting the International Labour Act or something that says, but that's not true. That's not it. He was trying to take a play on words. That's not true. If an organization goes on strike, if they come back, they're expected to get paid. But because of the Nigerian thing are saying, okay, you went on strike for 6 months, you can't, we shouldn't. Sometimes they've entered into a deal with us. So say, okay, we are not paying you your full salary, we pay half, we'll pay social amount, we'll pay. But it is
so is that not indirectly hushing workers that you must accept any working condition we give to you, whether you like it or not, because they're not even there to threaten us with strike. If you go on strike, we will not pay you. That's looking like what it is, and that's what most of these workers are saying, because they feel like they're being forced to work in uncomfortable situations and crazy conditions, and they probably do not have the right to complain, because they complain and give a time limit for those issues to be addressed, and the employers are not reacting, especially within the stipulated time limit. And then when they protest, or probably go on strike, which is within their right of law, and then the government says, okay, you're going on strike, it is no work, no pay.
Now that has been the problem. You cannot hush workers. I mean, and sometimes if you hear what they are protesting against, it reasonably makes sense. Just like when I'm hearing the threat that the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors are saying, yes, protest. They also protested. Yeah, asking for increment of their minimum wage.
Oh, do you know that this 40% increment did not affect them?
Yes,
they did not include them.
And also protesting against this new law that the lawmakers want to pass, that you have to stay in the country 5 years after.
Exactly.
That doesn't make sense. It calls for a protest, so you can't just you cannot just beat a child and expect that child not to cry. That's what the Nigerian government are always doing. They will make an arbitrary policy that will affect workers and expect them not to protest. And when they end up protesting, they'll be like, okay, you went on strike, you shouldn't get paid. And that's wrong. It's not recognized anywhere, even in England, even where have been the chief, where all this industrial action started, in the old England, even in the developed country. What it is okay, if there is reasonable reason for you to protest, is a way of telling, of registering our displeasure to the government and say, okay, the government should invite us and call us and say, what do you want? How should we settle this? Not okay, you are back from protest, you are not getting paid.
All right. Okay, thank you so much, Barrister Stanley. Is there something, are there, other steps of, information, a series of information a worker should know concerning how to, go about accepting an employment? Just like we said about casualization of duty, does it mean that if I get a job by the word of mouth, I probably should look out for an employment letter within 3 months? And then what are the steps really I should be taking, that I should expect? Are you there? Oh dear, I think I lost Barrister Stanley. Thank you so much. All right, Lagos, thank you. I just had to bring that into perspective so that we understand. For those of us who are workers and those of us who are employers, let's understand what the law says about what we are involved in, right? Thank you so much. All right, still the Evening Rush 90.3, Voice of the People FM. With your girl Precious, I have lots of messages. MJ, what did you gossip about me now? He said, of course you are. I'm just kidding. What did you kid about? African Son says, when Nigeria court declared Nnamdi Kanu free, did your government honor their own laws? Jeremiah Okpong says, the court will do the right thing. Anything otherwise marks the end of democracy in Nigeria. All right, and then I go to my WhatsApp messages. I have quite a lot of them. By the way, we've resumed taking calls from our numbers again. It is 0904-334-9253. So I would really love you to share with me what your worst and best working experience has been like, wherever you're calling from. What has been your best and worst working experience? What are those experiences you've had working, right? I'd like you to share with me. So Naya says, okay, thanks for the recap. For His Excellency Mr. Peter B, his mandate, he will reclaim his mandate by the grace of God, God willing. Is Dino Melaye contesting for governorship? Yes, he is a PDP. He won the primary, so he's the PDP gubernatorial candidate for the Kogi State governorship election. Who are these witches and wizards? Thanks from Naya. They are the Association of Witches and Wizards of Nigeria. Association of White Witches and Wizards of Nigeria, right? Okay, good evening, precious. Madu from Ojo. Please, those people saying Peter Obi isn't qualified to be president of Nigeria should please ask to reclaim what please ask to explain what they mean by that. Good evening, precious. Blessed are they who did not okay. I think I've taken this message before from Emmanuel and I sent it again. Shengo Steven from UK says, good evening, precious. Obi should speak less and continue to remain focused. Witches and wizards mean nothing to the judiciary. If going to court will make him pleased and feel fulfilled, let him pray for true justice. But he should be prepared to accept the outcome of the judiciary and support the government of the president-elect for the good of all. Offering to serve should not be by all means. Shegun sent in that message. And this is our encouragement will be to passionately hold their evidences. Peter Obi Labour Party to passionately hold their evidences to their chest, and the election tribunal to commence sitting will before the May 29th handover date in order to be fair to all parties involved. Joe Ajero is quite on point. If the workforce should serve as watchdog over the judiciary or respect of election petitions by naming and shaming any judge that subverts the wishes of the people. Tony Anili from Ejekimo sent in that message. All right, Lagos, phone lines are open. I'd like to know what has been your best work experience and your worst work experience. I really love to know. I mean, since we're celebrating May Day, Workers' Day, right? Numbers are open. Let's get to take your thoughts and reactions. 0904-334-9253. 0904-334-9253. 0816-442-5873. 0816-442-5873. Let's get to share your thoughts and your reactions. What has been your best and worst work experience in Nigeria or wherever you are? I'd really love to hear from you. And if you are watching from YouTube and you'd like to join in on this conversation, you can try our WhatsApp line 0700903939. 0700903939. Hello, good evening to you.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Thank you.
Remad Mojo.
You're welcome, Remad. Welcome.
Yeah, so one of my worst experience working more than plenty.
Share. We have the time. Let's hear you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, there was one time I was working in a school. So yeah, I was accused of punishing children. Like the children accused me of punishing them.
You were teaching in a private school?
Yes, a private school.
Oh wow. Secondary or primary now?
Then it was primary. Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
That was before I got admitted.
Okay.
Into this year. So the both children went home to tell their that mother that I punished them, and they had injuries in their body. So the parents came and quarreling me. So in a bid for the owner of the school not to lose children and pupils, so she was supporting the children without asking or hearing from my own side. Even if other classmates of those children were saying that I was not the one that punished them. So she was still like, instead of she to lose a child, she would rather lose 5 teachers.
What kind of what punishment was given to the children?
The punishment, the children were asked to use their names to crawl, like to and fro the field in the school. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And so the parents said that instead of her to lose.
Yeah, the proprietress.
Oh, the proprietress. Okay.
Yeah.
That she can rather lose 5 teachers instead of losing a child.
Yes, 5 teachers than lose a child in the school. You understand? And so it was a shambolic experience anyway.
Wow.
Because
were you eventually exonerated?
Yeah, I was, but I had to part ways with them, though I was begged and stuff like that. But no, I got better off. Thank God it happened that way. So by that time it was too late because I made up my mind already. It was quite embarrassing one.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience. Thank you, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, Lagos, our phone lines are still open. Let's take your thoughts, your reactions, and the conversation. We would love to hear your worst and best work experience in this country, wherever you are calling from. Hello, good evening to you.
How are you?
I'm fine. Good evening. No, I can't talk with you like that. So there's a hallback. There's this hollow sound on your background. Maybe you're using a hands-free or you're far from your phone. Huh? No, you have to put your mouth close to your phone. The place your eyes, kind of. You're far from me too. You're sitting somewhere. I'm a sound person, so I can hear that you're not very close to your phone, or you're in a building that is a bit too enclosed and sounds a bit somehow. Oh yeah, make it very quick now so that we don't, What's your name? What's your name? Ambassador Musbao, you're welcome. Go ahead. Thank you.
I was told that we that work today, we are laborers. They didn't work out and all the day.
Me, I've worked in the morning and I'm working at night too. So that means my own is over labor. I hope my labor is not in vain.
My experience there, my first work experience in life is I work in a company. In the factory that owns the company. Okay? So I was employed as a field electrician. So getting there, these are exactly, we get at the factory, factory workers, we can't say right now. At times, whenever the workers made a mistake, this factory will give you blow. Either slap you or kick you with this sort like that.
Are you serious? These expatriates, what countries do they come from?
Yes, this happened in the late 80s.
Oh wow.
So, I thought there, and I saw this, and I approached those guys, this is how we doing it, and this was thoughtful. And, and I approached this man, why is it like this? Look at me, I walk away. I'm asking that it's going to happen one day. That I'll spend over a month and a week there. And I said, this was so. I approached him, he slapped the guy, I put this guy out there. Why do you do this? Okay, I told the guy that now you must get the first aid, you must go to hospital. This slap is too much, you need a treatment. And I didn't happen now to the road, express road there, go to my show. Now, and I approached the guy, this was going to first aid. And I approached the supervisor. This man was black and he needs to be treated. And I said, why you look at me? I said, this will put an end to it. I look and I saw somebody was see the guy to the first stage, the preaching, and this guy used to go home. Look at me. Just standing out. After the guy goes home, these guys were afraid. All those workers, they look at something about to happen. Then I approached the manager. This man, when I used to take it out of him, I called him the Grand Labour Congress. Some of them did not respond to me very well, and I took it upon myself. You know, in that short, I was sacked, but I know this guy was sent back to the country. That's what I got something. This one was sent back because it's too much for them to handle. Just tell me now. So I didn't have back, and I paid a month, not 3 months ago. But at the time, my achievement is that this guy was sent back, but this does not happen to that company.
Is that company still in existence? Does that company still exist in Nigeria? But you know the worst part. What really baffles me is that I'm not sure any Nigerian can establish a business in any of these countries and behave this way.
It's not possible, my sister. It's not possible. But yeah, I don't know. What happened?
As bad as they claim that Nigerians are, Nigerians won't do this to their own citizens in their country. So why do they feel comfortable doing it to our citizens in our country?
Let me shock you, my sister. Let me shock you. It is Nigeria and Asia. They are the ones that will face you. This expert will not come out. When you do the police station, this is the same man, Nigeria, will support you. That was laughing. So, it is Nigeria that maybe the biggest, what kind of opportunity to help. They are the ones. They are willing to support you. Just that there's a company in Kotu, there's a company in Ikodu. It's not a man, it's who is this guy? This guy died. This is the city of this state. It is Nigeria that will confront you. Nigeria who know everywhere, who has the culture of power. The people want to face you. It happened.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. I wish your sound was better. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I don't want to my network. Let me do something about it.
Thank you. All right. Oh wow, terrible experiences Nigerians have to, face in the hands of some so-called expatriates. Good evening, P. Please, where is the work to start with first before I'm telling you my experience? Chris from Ikeja. Chris, don't worry. The work will come and then you share your experience too, right? I promise. Okay, I have a few more messages here. This says, hi Precious, have you seen that research on election results carried out in a military formation across the country? Very interesting. Please try to talk about it. I've seen it. Can you thank you. I've seen it. I saw it since morning and I decided not to. Good evening, Princess Precious. My working experience is bad in this country, Nigeria. The current place of work is hard. We don't observe any public holidays. Ew. It's like my work now. I'm not doing public holiday. I've worked in the morning and I'm working this night. And I've never experienced any public holidays. Okay. And then you said, we don't observe any public holidays. We don't do annual leave. No HMO. In fact, if you're sick, you must come to work or come with your doctor's report any day you're absent from work as a result of ill health. Oh my goodness, I can really imagine. What's the name of that company? Can you hint us? After all, your name is anonymous, so we may not even know. If you have the name of the company, please kindly hint us. Let's get to know. All right, Lagos, we are sharing your work experience in Nigeria. Let's get to know. What has been your best and your worst and best work experience in Nigeria that you have had? Phone lines are still open. 0904-334-12 9253 0904 334 9253 and 0816 442 5875. 0816 442 5875. Emmanuel Uzoro says, how on earth can a country like Nigeria survive with kakistocracy, gerontocracy, and kleptocracy all combined together? You didn't just say that. Hello, good evening to you. Hello. Thank you. Good evening. Welcome. This is Voice of the People FM. The name of the show is Evening Rush, and my name is Precious. You're welcome. Go ahead.
My name is
Your name is what?
Chris.
Chris, can you help me turn up the volume of your radio set? I can hear myself.
Okay, is it better now?
Can just turn it off. You can hear the whole back. He's not making for a smooth conversation. All right.
Hello?
All right. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Talking about work experience.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just go straight to the point.
Go ahead.
This place is a place where dreams can be terminated.
This place by Nigeria, or this place by the place of by where you work?
Called Nigeria. This
wow.
place called Nigeria, and nobody cares.
Apologies. Go ahead.
I was in Abuja and got an interview in Lagos. I moved from Abuja to Lagos, passed the interview, and they told me, please start. We have some inspections, blah blah blah, and just start so that our company will pass the inspection. There was a foreign inspectors coming. I started the work, and that was the end. I worked for more than 1 year, and the employment was never confirmed. A job that was supposed to be 120,000 or thereabout, and I was paid only 30,000. To the extent I got frustrated psychologically.
Wait, you said the work is originally 120,000 and you were paid 30,000.
Yes.
So who was taking who was taking the rest of the money? Hello? Hello, are you there? Hello? Oh my goodness, I lost him. This is crazy. Things that people have to go through. All right. Okay, so a few more messages just before I wrap up. The Ansem Obisiri cases. I wonder what kind of persons. I wonder what kind of morals. What kind of morals about who now? You didn't tell us. Okay, so I was hoping that we've heard quite a number of reactions. Though I was hoping we could hear quite a bit more stories about what your work experiences have been like. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Thank you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Nancy calling from Mafoluk.
Nancy from Mafoluk, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, based on the working issue, all these foreign investors, the way they treat us in Nigeria is very, very bad, which what they cannot allow in their own country. Just like working hour, it's just like we work 12 hours. We normally, before work in factory, work is 3 shifts. Now you have gone 2 shifts, 12 hours, 7 to 7. That is the way we work.
How many days a week? How many days a week?
Monday to Saturday.
Oh, wow. Only Sunday off.
Only Sunday off.
Oh my wow.
And most of the other one in their law book there, that when you spend 6 months, you will be stabbed.
Yes.
Or highest 1 year.
It's actually 3 months. That's what the lawyer we just had said 3 months.
Yes, 3 months. But highest 1 month. But there, we spent, like me, I was just stabbed this January. Yeah, that January, I clocked 9 years in that company before I was stabbed. 9 years. And people that is there now, they are above 4 to 5 years now. Nothing like staff.
Oh, wow.
Not like that. This is what we are suffering in their hand. And secondly, as a staff, this allocation that federal government normally brings every year as increment. Whenever government brings that money, the company will divide the money into 2 and put 1. The next year, they will put they will put in the rest. The next year, they will not include the remaining 1, the upper year, before another one will come, before another money will come again from the federal government. That's how they have been doing it. They just treat us anyhow here.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. right, Lagos, that's the size of our package this evening. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined hands to ensure that this program is successful. Remember that this program is being produced by Promise. My name is Precious. We do this Monday to Friday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And Tuesdays and Wednesdays is from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and like about 7:10 p.m. right?